Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. And I was looking forward to doing these kinds of videos as I came back to Calabria. I knew that during the summertime we were going to be having lots of festivals, lots of gatherings, lots of things to show on this channel. So I'm very happy to be able to show you this one. I made a trip to Vallelonga, which is a town that's not too far from where I live. It's very cute. The people are great, friendly. I really liked it there. It's kind of a small little mountain town here in the province of Vibo Valentia, and just really enjoyed myself. It was a wonderful time. The reason why we decided to go there was because my dear friend Filippo, basically he's the patriarch of the family that I used to work for. He used to work in the area for a long time, and apparently that's an area where he and his family go every year for their local festival to celebrate the Madonna that's local to their community. And so we decided to go up there, check it out, have a good time, eat a little bit, of course, listen to music and so on. What's interesting about Vallelonga as a community is that a lot of people from that particular town actually immigrated to Toronto, Canada. So for those of you that are from Toronto and maybe have some ties to Calabrian culture, it's possible that your family came from Vallelonga. I understand that there's even a club there, which I'll talk about a little bit later in the video. But there's a club, apparently, in Toronto that is somehow connected to this local town. So I'm excited to show you that. So all of that said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so we're here at one of the festivals that they do. So if you don't know already, in Italy and particularly in Calabria, they tend to do these big festivals and celebrations for the various different saints and the Madonna and all of these things. So anyway, this one in particular, we're here in Vallelonga, which is actually pretty close to where I live. It's not too far. So we came out here. It's a really big festival, actually. And I can't remember the name of the Madonna. They give me, it is the Festa della Donna di Santa Maria de Monserrato. There are so many different saints and all these different Madonnas. It's hard to keep them all straight. So I apologize for that in advance. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But the point is, we just came out of the service here, so we're just waiting for the procession. Basically, they're going to bring the Madonna out and do like a procession with her, the statue of her out into the crowd, and then, you know, that's when all of the festivities begin. Otherwise, this is just full of lots of different marketplaces, and I mean food, things for sale, food, that's what I'm going to say. They sell various different goods. I mean, there are so many people. I have no idea how many people are actually here today, but it's a lot. So anyway, the procession is going to begin shortly, and I'll show you around. In many towns in Italy, especially in the south, patron saints play a central role in local culture. These are saints or figures of the Madonna believed to protect the town and its people. Each year, towns celebrate their patron saint with a religious festival, which usually includes a mass, a procession with the statue, traditional food, music, and sometimes fireworks, as I've mentioned in some of my other videos. These festivals aren't just religious, they're also cultural events that bring everyone together, including locals who've moved away and returned just for the celebration. Here you can see the local markets where they're selling just about anything that you can imagine. I mean, they had food, of course, but then they also had lots of other goods, textiles, clothing, you name it, you could find it at this particular market. Vallelonga is a small town in Calabria with a deep devotion to the Madonna di Santa Maria di Monserrato. The devotion likely began in the 1500s by the Spanish influence, and the wooden statue in Vallelonga dates all the way back to the 18th century. The local church, which was rebuilt after several earthquakes and other natural disasters, was dedicated to her. This particular park was so cute. I really loved it, and it had a lot of really tall trees that provided shade. I mean, it wasn't an incredibly hot day, but it was quite warm, and so it was nice to kind of get away, just kind of sit there, relax a little bit while we waited for the procession. It's actually so nice in here. It's like a little mini forest park thing, and it's nice and cool because it's been kind of a hot day today. So I'm glad we're here. Yeah, it's cute. It's fun. Apparently there are two major festivals today, celebrating two of the local Madonne, apparently they were sisters. It's nice when you come up into these little mountain villages because the air just feels cleaner and fresher, and yeah, I don't know, vibes are great, I have to say. Here we were just waiting for the procession to begin, and as always, a long wait. This is one of the things about Calabria, there's always a lot of waiting around, but yeah, whatever. We're waiting for them to eventually bring out the statue, and they're gonna pass her around through the rest of the town and then eventually end up where I just showed you, which is the little park area. So yeah, just waiting, as always in Calabria. Even our little doggy friend here was waiting very, very patiently, as you can see. And here we kind of got faked out. I mean, it looked like they were going to bring her out, but then they ended up not bringing her out for quite a while after that. So in the meantime, I just sat around, kind of visited with the other local people, and got a chance to talk to Filippo, who was the reason why I ended up in Vallelonga in the first place. He is a dear friend of mine, someone who's very important to the community that I'm part of, and he used to work in Vallelonga for a long time, I think over 10 years or so. And so, of course, he's well known. He visits every year with his wife and children, and it's just a big part of their family tradition.
Perché siamo qua? Siamo per la festa della Madonna delle Grazie, perché questa Madonna è collegata alla Madonna di Mutere, che pure è Madonna delle Grazie. Questo paese è il primo paese che ha avuto un ospedale in montagna ed è un paese emigrato tutto a Toronto, perciò saluto tutti quelli emigrati in Canada. E molte persone si ricordano pure di me perché ho lavorato per 12 anni in questo paese.
Finally, they started to bring her out. In the 1950s and 60s, many people from Vallelonga left for economic reasons. After World War II, Calabria was really struggling, and there were very few jobs, especially for the younger generations. At the same time, Canada was encouraging immigration to help with labor shortages, especially in construction and infrastructure projects. Toronto became a major destination because, of course, there were jobs available, but also Italian communities were already forming, and people could sponsor relatives to join them, a process that became later known as chain migration. Soon, entire neighborhoods in Toronto were filled with people from Vallelonga and nearby towns. Even after leaving Italy, the Vallelongese kept the traditions alive. In 1968, they founded the club Vallelonga Monserrato in Toronto. They brought over a replica of the Madonna di Monserrato, and every July they still celebrate that same festival just like in Calabria. There's a mass, a procession, food, music, markets, and even a community magazine called La Lumera that preserves stories and traditions. This celebration helps preserve cultural identity across generations and keeps the connection to Vallelonga alive, even from thousands of kilometers away. So now we're just headed to go meet with some people, going through a really nice walk here, like I said, through what is essentially like a park or a forest or something like that. I don't know, it's a really cute town. I'd never been here before. But we're going to meet up with a couple of other people, and then we're probably going to eat something. I imagine there's going to be dancing and singing and all of that stuff. These kinds of parties are always a lot of fun. So yeah, just for now, we're kind of hanging out and doing our thing. So. We're waiting for a couple other people to join us, but actually it's really nice in here because the trees are providing so much shade, so the weather feels amazing. And yeah, just what can I say? The vibes here are great. I must say that. My first time to this place, and I'm really happy to be here actually. I always like exploring some of the other towns that are nearby where I live, but I've heard of this place many times. Actually, they're supposed to have another Raduno dei Cavalli here in this particular town, so I don't know, I'm probably not going to go to that, but yeah, this is a very active town. It's very cute, I must say. I'm really impressed. So here we're just walking up to where they were bringing the statue of the Madonna. They perform various different kinds of rituals while they're up here in prayers. Here's one of those trees. I just wanted to take a shot of it because it was so tall and it had this massive cutout. It was really interesting to look at. Here we were just waiting for them to start the prayers and the rituals. Again, lots and lots and lots of waiting, as always. And then, of course, the procession continued all the way back to the church where they finally left the statue in her resting place until the next year's celebration. We were headed over here to eat something and the fireworks began, so I just thought I'd show you that since this is something that I've been talking about in other videos. It always kind of catches me off surprise because, again, these are pretty large fireworks. It was a really beautiful night. The weather was fantastic. I know I've mentioned that over and over and over again in this video, but really, the views were spectacular. And since it was a mountain town overlooking the countryside, the sunset was gorgeous, and I'm so grateful for this experience. It started to get a bit late, so here you can see the lights and just how everything was kind of illuminated for the rest of the evening. At this point, people were starting to kind of wrap up the markets a little bit. So we headed over to where they have the local games. They had all kinds of games and carnival rides that you could get on. By this point, it was getting kind of late, so there were very few people still out. They were kind of wrapping things up. But I did get on one of the rides, and they ended up taking this great picture of me, as you can see. So I had a nice time. It was a wonderful visit to Vallelonga. Very cute mountain town, I have to say. The vibes were excellent. And like I said, these mountain towns are really interesting, a wonderful place to visit, and I'm so glad that I got the chance. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. All of that really helps out the channel and it encourages me to continue making this kind of content. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video.